Well, hi, welcome to Handmade House TV. I'm Noah Bradley. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the challenges that come with building on a sloped piece of land and how to best handle that. Stay tuned. Well, all right, let's dig in, pun intended. Chances are we're going to have to do some heavy digging, bring in some heavy equipment in order to create a flat spot for us to build our home if we are seeking to build in the countryside. If it's in the hills or the mountains, it never fails that our parcel of land is sloped. Our ancestors got first picks at picking out the rural parcels of land, and frequently in these hilly country they would choose to locate the properties that had ledges on them, natural little half acre to even smaller spots that would just naturally occur on the hillsides, and that's where they would build their homes. And they would and that would avoid any digging. It would give them a nice little yard around their house, and everything was happy. But today, a lot of times in the properties we look at, that there is no single ledges, there's no level spots whatsoever, so we need to carve a spot, carve our driveway in, and carve a place that we can have a little bit of level ground. And this level spot turns out to be a great premium for us, in the fact that we need more level land than our ancestors did because of our vehicles that we own. Not only do we need to provide a parking place for them, but also a turnaround in order for them to leave. And we want to value this level land even more than what our ancestors did. It wasn't uncommon for them to farm and garden on the hillside itself and preserve the level spot just for the house, whereas today we want that place for our cars, but we also want it for other things such as gardens, yard space, play areas for our children, you name it. And so the natural next step is that once we have carved our driveway in and we created the level spot, is that we don't want to take this up with the construction of our house. We want to preserve this level spot, and the natural solution that comes with it is to build into one of the embankments that's left, either above or below this level spot that we've created. And this will give us the benefit of a walkout basement. Some people will call it a sun-filled space or a lit space, but nonetheless, when you carve into an embankment with a basement, the back side of it is well ingrained into the earth, and the front side is natural. It comes out to the light, and so the sun can pour in through one side of the basement, and it gives a much more appealing basement to have. Being naturally lit, it doesn't feel as dark and as gloomy, and it's less prone to mold and mildew. And it conquers this situation that we have in preserving our level spot and giving us the house we want with a little bit of extra basement space. Now, unfortunately, many people mess up at this stage, and I guess the reason for that is that they come onto their land, they stand in this new level spot that they've created and that they want to preserve, and they think about where it is that they want to build their house. And so they look to the uphill side and they see this hillside that they can carve into, and they look to the downhill side from this level space and they see nothing but air and the view. So the natural tendency is for most people think that they should build into this uphill hillside. And there's a lot of issues that come from building on the uphill side of this level space that we have and treasure and want to preserve. It all comes down to the root that we and our cars, we and our vehicles, we need to live on the same level, because we're coming in and out to those cars all the time. And every time we have a visitor, they come in those cars as well. So that when people build on the uphill side, they tend to make the basement into a garage for their vehicles, so that their garage is on the bottom of what will be a 3-story home. Meaning that every time they want to enter the house after coming home, bringing home the groceries, bringing home the baby, bringing home the friends, bringing home the pizza, that they must climb a flight of stairs in order to get to the first level of their home. So if you bring home your groceries, you have to make multiple trips up and down these stairs. If you need to go to your bedroom to get keys that you forgot to bring down for your car, you've got a 3-story climb in order to get that. If you find yourself in the bedroom and you forgot something in your car, you have 3 flights of stairs to go down to your car and then back up again. Also there's the fact of potential injury as well. That if you strain your ankle, if you break your leg, it's obviously very hard to climb stairs with a crutch. There is the idea of you or a friend of yours perhaps unfortunately becoming handicapped, and then that would mean that either they can't come visit you in your main living floor, or you're going to have to do some kind of special equipment in order to handle this situation. When it comes time to market your home, you're going to lose a lot of potential buyers that might be interested in your home because they have to make that climb. One other consideration with building on the uphill side of your flat space is that any and all porches that you put off the front of your home in order to enjoy the view will also be looking down upon everything that is in the flat area below, which often means your vehicles are parked out there and anything you have in storage. A lot of times this little valued level space of ours is not the most tidy thing that we want to have a view of, that if we choose to build on the downhill side of our parking space, then our view is nothing but nature and the valley below from our porches. And we have direct access to the main floor of our home. Our bedroom is only 1 flight up, the basement is 1 flight down. In other words, all of the problems that come with building on the uphill side are now eliminated. If you are contemplating building your dream home on the uphill side of your valued level space on your parcel of land, I would first encourage you to take a vacation. Take a week or two and visit one of those wonderful beach homes that you find that are up on stilts, where the car is on one level and the main level area is on the next level. You'll find that after a week or two that staircase that wasn't too bad that first day, after only a week or two, you're anxious to not be climbing that thing anymore. Often when we are building our home, we envision it to be our dream home, our final home, the home that we will keep forever. Sometimes this doesn't work out, but nonetheless, if we are building a dream home that we intend to live in for the rest of our lives, we need to think ahead, not only for our enjoyment in it, but for all of those friends and family that we have as well. So whenever possible, we want to find a beautiful parcel of land. And if that happens to be on a slope, we want to create a level spot that we can value and treasure and protect. And we want to build ourselves our home with a walkout basement, and preferably on the downhill side of that level spot, so that for the rest of our lives we can enjoy coming into the main level of the home from our vehicles, a nice level exchange back and forth. Well, all right, that about wraps it up for this episode of Handmade House TV. Thank you very much for joining me. Come see me over on handmadehouses.com, where we're adding new content each and every week. And also consider joining us within the Handmade House Guild, where you get lifetime access to all of the Academy courses and free sets of blueprints that I've created. I'd like to thank 4 new members of the Handmade House Academy: Stacy Wood, William Gooch, Rich and Priscilla Elderkin. Let me get that right. Rich and Priscilla Elderkin, and Lynn Pescorin. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and thank you for joining me today on Handmade House TV. You take care, and we'll see you next week.